Hi, my name is Mallory, aka Miss Malaprop, and today I'm helping out Kathy, who asked a great question in the Creative Biz Owners group over on Facebook, which is created by Caitlin of Little Farm Media. So, Kathy, whose site is pictured here, wants to add an email opt-in form to her WordPress website. I recommended what I do is I have Mailchimp as my email service provider, and then I use a plugin called MailMunch to hook that up to my WordPress website to have people opt into my email list through my website. So Kathy told me that she wants to add a sign-in form to the bottom of her website. So I'm thinking somewhere right around here. So we're going to walk through all the steps that it takes to do that. So just to show you what some of the MailMunch forms look like, this is my own website. So this is a top bar style form where people can opt in here to my email list. And then I also have another kind of form set up so that if somebody scrolls down my page, they get this that slides up from the bottom after they've been on the page a certain amount of time or scrolled down a certain amount of the page. So there's other kinds of forms too, which we'll show you in a minute, but these are just two that I have installed on my own website. This is the back end of my own website, and this is what the forms look like from the back end after they're already set up. So you have a little Mailchimp area that appears in the side of your dashboard on WordPress. This is that top bar opt-in form that's at the top of my website, and this is that other scroll box from the bottom opt-in form. So since I already have this plugin and everything set up on my own WordPress site, I'm going to switch over to another WordPress website that doesn't have this plugin or an email list set up. So this is my mom's website. I'm going to go to the plugins area, plugins over here on the side, and I'm going to go to add new. And just going to wait for this to load for a second. So here you can see it automatically pulls in popular plugins that are free for everyone to use and install on their WordPress sites. So I'm going to search for MailMunch. Just hit enter, search for this plugin. And this Mailchimp Forms by MailMunch is the one that I want to install. So I'm going to click install now and let it do its thing. And then the plugin is installed. Now I'm going to activate it, right? So I'm going to click activate plugin. So the plugin is all activated, ready to go. You can see it here. Now we also have this Mailchimp form box over here. So I'm clicking Mailchimp to get to the settings where I can set this up. So here's where we can start setting up our first forms. So before we can do anything else, we've got to connect it to our Mailchimp account. We can also skip this and just create a form first, but I'm just going to connect it to a Mailchimp account first. So this lets you connect it. You'll fill in your username and password. I've used LastPass as a password manager, so that's why this is already pre-populated. LastPass is the tool that's doing that. So I'm going to log in, and after it's all synced, it should give me options to choose from my email list that I have set up over on Mailchimp. Okay, so here is where I can choose what mailing list I want to have people opt into. You might only have one mailing list. I actually have two. I have my main mailing list, which is the two opt-ins that you saw that I had already set up. And then I also have a new mailing list for a free e-course that I'm offering right now called the 30-Day SEO Bootcamp for bloggers and badass creatives. So I'm going to use that list and choose list. Okay, now there's no forms found because we haven't set any up, so we're going to create our first opt-in form, right? One thing to note is we'll also have to make sure that we create an account for MailMunch, so just keep that in mind for the future. We're going to create our first opt-in form though. Once we click that button, this is going to bring us over to MailMunch's own website, so it's going to open a new window. That's where we are right now. We can choose the opt-in form type. So the top bar is the one that I already had set up that was pink on the top of my website. This scroll box is the one that came up from the bottom of my website. You can also do a pop-up window. You can also do a sidebar opt-in form. That's if you have a blog with a sidebar, you want to put it right there. You can also do an embedded form that you can embed anywhere on a post or a page. I think for Kathy's purposes, this is probably going to be the most useful, so we're going to use this one. So we have a lot of different options. Most of these are actually premium options. If we want to pay for an upgraded version of this plugin, we can get a lot of these fancy ones. But for right now, we're just going to go with one of the free options. So I'm going to choose this theme. And again, we have to select what list we want to send people to for the opt-in form. So I'm going to select this 30-day SEO bootcamp. And once we click that, it'll bring us to where we can actually edit the way the form looks and what it says. So this is pretty straightforward. We can edit the headline right here. We can edit the text. We can make things bold. We can make things italicized. It's very similar to using the rest of WordPress or editing a Word document. We can change the background color of this whole box if we want to. We can also change what this says right here. Enter your email. We can make this say something else. We can add a custom field. We can change the button text. If we want it to say download your free ebook, we can do that right here. Change the button color or the button text color. We can also change the messages that somebody sees after they put their email in and click subscribe. So we can change that information here. And then if you want to upgrade, you can click this and it's gonna get to a point later where it'll ask you to pay the money and upgrade, but we're not gonna select that for right now. I'm gonna click next step. And then we'll have to set up some more, make some more choices. So the embedded opt-in form, this is just an internal title for your reference. This is where it showed up on the back end of my website and I could see which forms were which. If we leave this checked, this opt-in form will be activated to our site visitors. So we want to leave that form checked. We definitely are going to want to activate it. Then we can choose where we want to place the form. So we can automatically choose before the post, in the middle of the post, after the post, or we can choose this option, which is wherever this shortcode is. So this way we can actually set very purposely where we want the shortcode to appear. So I'm going to choose this shortcode option. I'm going to go ahead and copy this little code, copy that for later, go ahead and save it on a notepad somewhere, and paste it in so I have it as reference. Make that go away. So then you can choose some more options about what to do after your user subscribes. You can choose how people see it. Maybe you don't want everybody to see it. There's some more options here. You can set a redirect on opt-in success. So this is great if you want people to be able to download a free ebook or a PDF as soon as they've opted in, but you have that PDF living on another page of your website. You can send them to that page. You can also get notifications once people sign up if you want to be notified. You can have it show only on certain types of devices or not on others. You can also set up display rules. So say that you don't want your opt-in bar to show up on every single page, or you only want it to show up on one kind of page. You can choose those options here. So then you go to next step. And you can choose a double opt-in, which will make subscribers confirm their email address. That's always a good idea anytime you're sending email. So I'm going to go ahead and check that. You can have it send the Mailchimp welcome email. You'll have to set up a welcome email within Mailchimp itself, but you can go ahead and enable that, assuming you've done the setup on the Mailchimp side. And then again, it just wants you to make sure that you're picking the right list. So this is definitely the list that I want it to go to. And then this is to say that the Mailchimp field, that's the email address field in Mailchimp, matches the field in this opt-in form that we're building that's also called email. So we just want to make sure that the forms, all the information is going to the right place in Mailchimp. So we're going to hit next step. Ta-da! The form has been published and activated. And then below, you can check out all those features if you do want to pay for the upgrades. You can also grab the HTML code for this form, which is this right here. We grabbed that shortcode already, but this is also another great way. So I'm going to copy this, add that to my little text document just in case I might want that later. I'm going to hide this. So let's finish setup, right? Finish setup. Okay. So now we're brought back to our site. We're brought back to that Mailchimp form, but we haven't actually signed up and everything. So we definitely want to create an account because otherwise it's not going to work. So I already have an account, but assuming that you don't, you'll need to set up an account, set up email address and password. So we're back here at this main Mailchimp's form page, right? We go to activate the opt-in form. It's not totally active because we haven't actually set up a MailMunch account. So we'll have to do that before this form will do anything. So we're going to create an account. Okay, this is my WordPress name, my WordPress URL, my email address, my password. This is what you'll get if you need to set it up for the first time. I already have an account with MailMunch, so I'm going to go ahead and just sign in. And then once you've set up an account and signed in and all that, this form is active, but we need to actually put it in a page. So remember that short code and or that HTML code I copy and pasted earlier? So I've created a test page. It's already published. I'm going to go ahead and grab this short code, right? I'm going to copy this, copy, and I should just be able to put the short code anywhere on the page. So I'm just going to put it right after the text, paste it in, update, and then let's see the page. And there we go, our fancy new sign up form on our page. So that's pretty simple, right? If you have any more questions, if something wasn't clear, reach out. You saw my email. It's Mallory@missmalaprop.com. I highly encourage you to check out my website and sign up for that free 30-day SEO bootcamp I mentioned. I would love to have you. I hope this helps. Thanks, and have a great night.